Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Undead Unluck, episode number 9 reaction. Alright, the previous episode, we got to see our group defeat Spoil, but before we were able to do that, we had to bring in Victor, and Victor is actually one of, I guess you could say, Andy's personality. Not technically a personality because it's basically the version of him whose memory has been sealed. So it's kind of like like they're the same person, but at the same time, each have their own set of memories. That kind of situation. So it kind of manifests itself as a split personality, even though it actually isn't a split personality. So either way, we were able to bring him in, and he immediately takes care of Spoil in a matter of seconds, and we can see how strong he is. He can like make like clones of himself from like little body parts. He just cuts off his finger and another clone like pops up, and it's just crazy. The versatility as to how he uses his undead ability is very good. And then we he starts fighting against Shen, and in the end, when it seemed like like everyone is going to like Shen and Foucault will be defeated by him, in comes the members of the Union, and now they're going to fight against him, I'm guessing. Let's see what happens today. So yeah, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. Oh. Hmm. Excuse me, sorry about that. Goddamn, that sneeze was just. Uh, right. Whoa. Okay. Dob, that's his name? Oh! Oh, that's his okay, so super speed? He probably negates, like, I don't know. Like, air pressure, fiction, something like that, probably. To become fast? Okay. Oh! Nice. Okay, that was good. He's just standing there, all the other clones are fighting. Oh, God. Uh. Oh, God. What the hell is happening? I'm getting. Oh. Okay. Hmm. But oh my god. Oh, his name is. Okay, so this is top. Right. Oh. Oh. I'm. Okay. Okay. Does someone has to stop him, otherwise he'll keep running. Hmm. Whoa. Okay. Damn. All right. Well, yeah, as you can see. Oh. Yeah, so he has to keep running unless and until someone stops him. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, just stay here for a moment. I'm sure everyone. There you go. This Billy. Oh, he just. Yeah. Oh, this. Oh, but his other clone is just there. Hmm. Oh. So yeah, he's like a puppet. And this dude. Okay. Flaming sword. Oh. Well, just ignore them. Oh no, he's talking about the. Okay, okay. Well, I feel like everyone is real at the same time because you. Like, he can just regenerate from any part of his body, so that makes like everything real, isn't it? Billy is just. Oh, they're talking about the Andy, actual Andy being in. Okay, okay. Yeah, that. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a good observation. I wasn't. I didn't. I forgot that actually. That Clothy was with him. Okay. Oh, oh, there you go. The gun. Oh, oh, because of the contact. But it didn't work before. So wait. Oh no. Oh, maybe because Andy is here. That is why it worked this time. Maybe. Right. Yeah, the previous time maybe since Andy wasn't there, she didn't, but I don't know. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. How can we do that then? Damn. Uh. Oh, nice. Okay. Damn. Oh, that was good. Right. Right. Wow. So he's like an extremist. Like I can understand. So Victor is basically like, oh, like we'll do anything and everything to get the results. While the other union members currently they don't share the same sentiment. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah. Well, can't he just attack? Oh, I was just saying that. Like, couldn't he just attack her? But I guess okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Oh. Oh, nice. Yeah. Now she can just push it in. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's one way, I guess. How much blood does he? Oh, there you go. The cracks or whatever. Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah. Oh my God. Uh. All right, here we go. Billy just cannot. Billy's like, what's happening? I don't know. Right. Okay. What type of unlock? It's still running. Yeah. Okay, I wonder what's going to happen. Like the maximum unlock up until now was the meteor. So even bigger than that. Oh, Shen. Nice. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wait, really? Wait, so the. Oh, so okay, multiple meteors. Makes sense. You know, previously it was one, this time multiple. That makes sense. Oh my god, move. Oh, he like made a barrier. Okay. Damn. Well, yeah. Whoa, what's happened? Yeah, because yeah, stab at him. Yep. Oh god, here we go. The water. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, she has her manga. Yep. You me stuff. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. You know the the paradoxical nature of her wish that if you don't come back, what she is technically trying to unleash the ultimate unlock to kill him. So she's saying that. Okay, I'll talk about this later. Yeah. Oh, what was her name? Tatiana. Oh, those kids that she helped. Hmm. Oh, oh, to big sister. Hmm. Okay. No, obviously not. Like, even in that situation, she was. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Whoa. Oh. Clothes just what the hell? Bruh. Oh my god, he's still in flames. Wait, what? Oh my god. Wait, did he become nine? Ah. Oh, I see, I see. That makes sense. But then, but then after this incident, oh boy, here we go. What new, what new quest? Oh no, the results. Okay. Declare those. Okay. Next episode. Right. Hmm. Right. That was this episode. Okay, so this was the episode where we somehow subdue Victor and get Andy back again. And the way to do that was obviously Foucault's unluck. But we had to bring Andy back for a moment. Unless and until we did that, it wouldn't have happened. And since we were able to do that, the unluck triggered, and it was the ultimate unluck. For now, at least. Yeah, and there you go. That's how we survived this whole, ordeal. So, few things happens today. First of all, we get to see a little bit of the powers for all the characters. Not much. We don't get enough explanation, but we get to see a few things. For example, we get to see that kid, the kid who looks like an automaton. Like the one who has like joints and everything. That kid, he can use like beams or whatever, from his body. And obviously it's pretty obvious looking at him, he's not a human. He's probably like or maybe he is a human, but he's like has an automaton body, like puppet type of body. um that we also got to see that guy, I forgot his name, the scientist guy who experimented on Victor. His power as well we kind of see, or like there was like the balls were floating and he was like using like electrical something to cut and and make like barriers and stuff. Again, we don't have a proper explanation of what that is, but like we get a glimpse of what it does. um Juice, however, we in the previous one of the previous episodes we got to see her actually taking control over Andy and Tatiana. This time, however, she was using like a burning sword, which Victor said that it's from burn, like the UMA burn. I'm going to go to that part and read that part again. I'll try to understand what he was trying to say. So I'm guessing after maybe subduing burn, like just like how Andy is using Clothy, like Juice is using burn, like that, as artifacts. I think that's what they call them. um Also, this kid Top, he, like, I feel like we got the maximum, like we got to see his power the maximum out of all of them. So from the looks of it, obviously you can see that he is someone who can move fast, you know and like there's a few things that might aid in that, you know since her, like, every power negates something, negates like a natural law or order of the world. My guess would be his power is probably negating friction. That is my guess. I'm not sure if that's correct, but if that's what it does, it makes sense why he cannot stop. Unless and until someone from an external, like someone externally stops him. He cannot stop. Like how, like, obviously, because if he negates friction, that would mean once he starts moving, since there's no friction to stop him, he cannot stop. I think so. I'm not really sure. This is just like a speculation. And unless and until someone from the outside stops him, he'll keep moving like that because there's no friction. How can he even stop? If there's no friction, he cannot stop. Like, he cannot even use his body to stop him. At first I thought maybe it like negates air pressure or something, because of that maybe he can go too fast. But when I saw that he kept moving continuously, I changed my mind and I'm thinking he's probably negating friction. Like, we'll have to wait to confirm whether that's his power or not. And it would make sense because, like, obviously, as they say, I think, which law was it? Was it the first law, Newton's first law? Or was it the second law? Like a body which is moving or in inertia, unless and until something or someone like stops it or puts like a force on it to stop it, it'll keep moving in the same direction. So since there's no friction, once he starts moving, he cannot stop. Unless until someone comes and probably grabs him and stops him like this or something. I don't know. Maybe that is his power. It's a pretty handy power, but at the same time, if that is actually the nature of his power, it's pretty annoying as well, because, like, you need a partner with you all the time to help you out, to stop you or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if that's his actual nature of his power. This is just a guess. I might be completely wrong. It might be something completely different than I think it is. But let's wait. Okay, and obviously, all the other characters. Who else were there? Um, Billy. Obviously, I'm not really sure what Billy's power is, but one thing you can see that he can shoot. Is a gunslinger. I'm guessing. So maybe that's his power. Maybe it's something else. Let's wait. And Tatiana's power, I don't know, is probably making stuff up, like like she made like those shields and everything. Maybe that's her power. I don't know. Again, we don't have much information to deduce anything. So the only person that I can at least try to think and speculate is Top, because we got to see Top's power very nicely today. It was shown very properly. So but the other characters, we still have no idea as to what their actual nature is in the power, in their power. Another thing, okay, I don't know, like, here's an interesting thing about Billy. He's blind, and you can see that obviously multiple times in this episode. When he was like trying to like he didn't know where like certain things were, and he was kind of like like flailing around. But he shoots. He's a gunslinger. So it's interesting to think, like, even though he cannot see, how can he shoot then? It's not as if like he can see properly through his like spatial awareness or something. I don't think that is the case, because otherwise, why was he flailing around throughout? Like, you see multiple times in this episode, he didn't know like what's going on, and he was like calling for Tatiana to help him out. But at the same time, he was shooting his target properly. you know so that's like a contradiction to like to his. So I'm guessing his power has probably something to do with his gun or his bullet. Maybe it makes it, I don't know, like his power like is something that kind of influences his gun or a bullet, or maybe something related to his shooting skills, where even though he's blind he can properly shoot or something. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. Again, not enough information. um okay, what else? There you go. That was it. That was all that we saw of every character's power here. Okay, now about Victor and Andy. Oh wait, I forgot that guy. I completely forgot him. The guy in the samurai, like the armor, that guy. Again, we don't have much information about him. It's just that he's tough, as Victor said. That he's a very tough dude. Like, his defense is like very high. That kind of thing. That's all we know. There you go. All right, now, so about Victor and Andy, obviously, Foucault's plan here was to, bring Andy back for a moment, because obviously if Andy comes back, she will feel affection for him, unlike Victor, and that will help her trigger the ultimate unluck. But the problem here was to how to bring him out for a momentary amount of time. And he now, there's a section in this episode where I was like, when she was saying, like, what, one thing I have to like properly like I don't know, like I have to give credit to her for, is that the way she was able to realize which one probably had the proper Andy within him, which one wasn't an actual clone but the actual him. I actually thought every single one of them were Andy, like, like, since he can literally move from one part of the body to another. That's why I thought like all the clones were the same. But that's not the case, because as we get to see, Foucault deduces that first of all, the sword is with him. Second, which is like the main thing, is that Clothy was with him. And that was a very proper and very good observation. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, every single other character, other one of them, didn't have the dress on him. But there was only one of the clones which had Clothy in him, and that makes sense. Clothy, I'm guessing, made a contract with Andy, and that's why, unless and until it's Andy, he won't go to someone else. So the body in which he is like, there, that would be Andy automatically. It's like a very easy way to deduce which is the proper Andy. Just try to find Clothy. That was a very good deduction. I didn't even think about it. And yeah, she, like, she realizes which one is the proper Andy, and then in the end she shoots him in the forehead, makes like a gaping hole. Obviously, the bullet travels through it, and puts his finger in the wound to stop it from, like filling up, and tries to bring Andy out. And when Andy comes out, you know, yeah, the unluck, like it hits, and there you go. Another thing, I was wondering what crazy unluck will happen now. Up until now, the craziest unluck that has happened is a meteor dropping down. You know, so this one obviously would be way, way more big, more than that. And I was trying to think, like, what can be bigger than a meteor? Well, multiple meteors. I guess that's the easiest answer. What's crazier than one meteor? Like 10 meteors, basically. That's what happens. Like we get to see like multiple meteors drop down. And yeah, it makes sense, I guess, because this unluck was way more than the previous one. And instead of one meteor, it triggered like 10 to 20 meteors. And that makes sense. So the whole place was like flattened completely. And yeah, we were able to defeat Victor and bring Andy back. And yeah, that was this episode. Also, another thing I was going to talk about, which I was saying, you see the part where Foucault is talking about, like, oh, I'll be all alone. Why did you do that? That part. I was thinking, like, like I guess you could say the paradoxical nature of her wish, as she says, is that, oh, why did you go? Like, if you, like, why did you do that? If, like, if you weren't able to come back, I would be alone from here onwards. I don't want to go back to those days. That she said. But if you think about it, her ultimate, not her, but both of theirs ultimate goal is to trigger the ultimate unluck so that Andy can die. So that's what I'm saying. This is the paradoxical nature of her wish. She wants him to stay, but at the same time, she is technically kind of making a contract with him because Andy wants to die. So it like goes completely against what she said here. The ultimate goal. But in a way, I can understand. Like, it's like the, what can I say? It's like the proper way, to die. Like, in this situation, it would have been like a very, like, I don't know, like, if Andy just disappeared, that wouldn't technically be him dying. He'll just be disappearing, and Victor will come in. So it's not really the same as to actually triggering the ultimate unlock and dying. So if you think of it like that, I guess this was way different than what his original intention was. But like, that is why I'm guessing, even though Foucault understands that a time will come when he will have to die, because that is his ultimate goal, she knows that, like, this isn't it. Like, him completely disappearing is not what anyone wants. Like, yeah, he wants to die, but not like this. Like, not just disappear into nothingness, not like this. Like a proper death, like, that kind of thing. So yeah, that is what it is. And yeah, there you go. So in the end, everything is okay now. We have completed the quest, and let's see what Apocalypse has to say. And that's where it ended. So yeah, there you go. That was this episode. Good episode. And yes. Okay, now I will talk about this episode scene by scene, like I usually do. Okay, the beginning part of this episode, everyone drops in. They start fighting. Victor versus the Union. Every single one of them. Minus Shen, because Shen cannot fight now. He's too tired and worn out. So here, I think Juice orders Top to go and grab Foucault and Shen and get them out of there, and he does that. And there you go. So after coming to like a safe spot, Foucault introduces herself to him, and Top introduces himself to Foucault. And Foucault's like, can you please take me back there? Because I want to help him out. I cannot let this end like this. So before going, Shen provides him with a gun, and he's like, this will help you out. Obviously it did help her out tremendously later on. And she is off, and at first Top was like, no, like, why are you going there? And he even asks Shen. He's like, come on, Shen, bro, like, you're letting her go. And Shen's like, yeah, this is what makes her interesting. And then in the end, Top was like, all right, fine, whatever. And he goes and grabs Fuko and helps her, because it was a long distance. Like, if Fuko had to run up until there, oh my god, that would have been a long day. So yeah, like, Top is like, all right, let me help you out, and grabs her and starts running. And here they kind of briefly introduce themselves and everything. And Shen is like, oh, not Shen. Top is like, oh, I'm 15. And and Fuka's like, the hell, I'm 18. Like, why are you calling me a brat? You are a brat. And he's like, no, you're a brat. Like, it's just okay. So, and then we switch to the battle again. And here we get to see, like I said, every single character fighting and their power in a brief way. We get to see. Juiz is using. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read this part. Juiz uses a flaming sword. And yeah, Victor says, a flaming sword. That's Yuma Burns' handiwork. Right, so okay, I am guessing she is using burn, just like Andy is using clothing, maybe like made a contract with him or something. That's why, maybe, I'm guessing something like that. Okay, and I guess that is also one of the reasons, like, it's not like the full reason, but it's partially the reason why a lot of these Yumas they try to capture, not completely defeat or destroy. Because a lot of them, they like, ultimately they might come in handy, something like that, because we're like, they are technically fighting against God, so they need all the help they can get. So yeah, right. So after that, Top comes in with Fuko, and they look at the whole situation and they're like, which one is the real Andy? And like I said, up until now, didn't really think of it in this way. I was like, oh, since Andy or Victor, cuts off his finger, and like, you can literally just move his consciousness from anything to, like, to any body part. Like, he cuts his finger off, this body dies, from that finger another new Victor comes out. I actually thought that, oh, maybe like every single one of them is the true Victor or true Andy. But I guess it doesn't really work like that. There is probably one body which is like the main hub, and it does make sense. It's probably that, like the fact, like, here's the thing. What confused me was that since he can literally cut any body part, and from that body part a new Victor comes out, and if the original Victor dies, he can continue on with this body. That is why this confused me. This was the reason why I thought that every single clone was real, the real main hub. But now that this whole thing happens, and now that it is confirmed that one body is like the actual main hub and all the others are like, like an extension, I'm guessing what actually happens is that he can switch from one body to another, like remotely or immediately. So like, imagine like this body is the main hub, and he cuts off a finger, and from that finger another, like, extension body comes out. I'm just going to call it an extension body. So the main hub is there, and then there's the extension body. So somehow, if the main body dies, I'm guessing he immediately transfers his main hub from the main body to the extension body, and the extension body becomes the main body. I'm guessing that is how it works. That is why even if the main, like, body dies, if there's any other extension body just there about, he can just transfer himself to that. So it's not as easy as cutting down the original body and all the extension body will die as well. No, it doesn't work like that. He can transfer from one to another as well, I'm guessing. So yeah, there is a main hub. However, it's not a main hub like that. He can change the main hub from one body to another. I'm guessing anytime he wants to. And that is why you remember on top in in space, as you saw, he cut off his hand, launched the hand alongside Spoil down, and he just remained there in space. His main hub was obviously that body, but since he like remained in space and the main body died, the extension hand that he shot down at Earth, that became the main body. So I'm guessing he transferred his main hub from that body to this body, and he can easily do that. So it doesn't matter if the main hub body dies, he can just transfer from to an extension body. I'm guessing that is how it works. And here Andy is just there, and like I said, Foucault made a crazy good deduction here. She was like, the part that really impressed me was that the like Clothy, like when she correlated Clothy being there, meaning that is Andy. It makes so much sense because it is technically Andy that Clothy made a contract with. So it makes sense that the body that Clothy will be on will be the actual Andy, and that's how she was able to get it. And yeah, so after that they were like fighting and everything, and Top is like, all right, like here you go, and he like throws Foucault towards him, and Foucault comes and grabs him and like just, wait a minute, what does she do? Yeah, she puts a dress on top of him and just sticks to him. Oh boy. And everyone's confused. I was like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, like, and I was thinking, like, wait, it didn't work before. How will it work this time? So Foucault's logic here is that, oh, it didn't work before because it's probably because I don't like him. But I'm guessing it will work eventually if I keep sticking to him, even though I don't like him. That was like her logic. I guess, yeah, that was like a logic at that time, which is better than nothing, I guess, like, because they really had no other way to stop him. So Foucault's like, yeah, like even if I don't like Victor, if I just stick to him for a longer period of time, maybe it will work, kind of like that. And that's what she did. And Jesus is like, how long do you need to stay there? And she was like, I don't know, probably a long time. And then Jesus was like, all right, then, if it's Andy, can you say 100% that it'll work? And she's like, yes, I can say that 100%. So Jesus is like, all right, then we need to bring Andy out, even for a momentary amount of time. So you try to do that while we'll protect you. And I was thinking, I was like, wait, she's sticking to Victor. Couldn't Victor just smack her like this and just like, just shove her away or something like that? Like, Victor was using all the other clone Victors to try and attack her, while he could have just done that. But then I realized that even when he's trying to do that, someone comes and stops him. So basically, all the other Union members were trying to stop any other Victor from coming close to Foucault, and the Victor that Foucault was clinging to as well, everyone else were making sure that he doesn't do anything to Foucault. So anyone who tries to like touch Foucault, try to shove her away or something, they're coming and stopping them. Like we see that, like first we get to see all the other Victor, they try to come and attack Foucault, but first Tatiana takes care of all the Victors, and then Billy comes and shoots them. And then there was like that section, there was a certain section when he was going to directly attack Foucault, and Top comes in and stops him. So there you go, that's what happens. Like anyone who tries to attack Foucault, they come and stop him, even if it is the same Victor that she's clinging to. Another thing we can pretty much we can understand here is the way Victor talks here. It makes us understand that he's more of an extremist. Is that a word? I don't know. He's more of an extremist. So his logic is like, oh, you defeated Burns and you got an extra seat. Why have you added these two characters who are who are weak? I can bring more negators who are way stronger than him to fill the roles. That's what he says. He says that I'll just go and find even stronger negators to fill the roles. At which Juice says that I don't want to listen to any sort of nonsense from a person who has no shred of integrity, like justice or anything within him. A person like you, here we go. Those who lack justice and ambition cannot influence the actions of others, Victor. And that is Jews' way of thinking, while Victor is completely opposite to that. And that's what makes me think that he is probably someone, or he was probably someone who probably went to the extremes of everything, and like maybe like did anything and everything to get results. That kind of person, and that is probably why everyone turned against him, and they captured him, and the guy experimented on him, and then Andy was born when they sealed his memory away, or something like that happened. So it's making me realize that, like, I was thinking, like, like, it seems like Victor knew these guys, and that would mean that he was acquainted with them. So what happened that they are fighting against each other? This is what happened, probably. Again, this is again a speculation. My guess is that Victor was probably so extreme, he probably did something like so, like, like in one extreme, and he didn't even probably think about morality and, like, justice, that the union decided to just stop him. And something like that probably happened, and they were able to seal his memory away or something, and then Andy was born. Obviously, Andy is the version of Victor that doesn't remember his past, so this Andy is a completely new person, and this Andy probably has morals and, like, morality and, like, a sense of justice very similar to the union members. So he's very different from Victor. It's crazy if you think about it like that. So literally, sealing his memories away gave birth to a different version of Victor, that is Andy, who has a completely different set of morals to the original owner of the body, that is Victor. And since this Andy's morality and way of looking at things was similar to these guys, was similar to Jesus' version, that is probably why they have accepted Andy now into their organization, even though, like, Victor is within him. Yeah, and that is also probably why Andy doesn't want Victor to come out, because he doesn't want to see himself return back to the previous self. Like, I don't know, maybe it's something like that, because you can see that he is talking about, like, bringing in negators and stuff, so that makes me think that, yeah, he probably was someone who had also the goal of defeating God, but his way of doing it was probably very extreme and nobody liked it, and that's why this happened. Right, anyways. Now after that, okay, so after that, Foucault's like, right, Foucault's like, Andy, please come back, he's trying to bring him back, and still nothing is happening. And Foucault's thinking, like, what should I do? Like, what can I do to influence him? And she realizes that I don't even know Andy, in a proper way. And so how can I? Okay, wait a minute. One thing I need to see here. Just a minute. Okay, so I see. So one thing I realized here, there's a part of him that is like, like, there's like a part of him that's like the Andy, this part, and it's like kind of like a, and she realizes that what you need to do in this situation is to shoot this part and make a hole, and to stop it from filling it up, just jab her finger in so it doesn't fill up, and then, like, try to bring Andy back. And she does that. She shoots him, jabs her finger in, and then tries to talk to Andy to influence him back out, And she is like, come on, Andy, like, like, if you come back, we can trigger the ultimate unluck. Yeah, and that works, From here, he starts transforming back to his previous self, the white-haired Andy, and he's like, oh, that sounds great. And then he, like, like, taking that chance, he kisses her, and yeah, the ultimate unluck, it gets triggered. And then after that, Foucault, like, gets embarrassed and runs away. And she's like, guys, like run away, like the ultimate unluck is coming, get out of here, everyone. And yeah, everyone runs away, and Victor was again trying to stop them, but Shen comes in the nick of time and stops him. Okay, he says something here. He says that I can activate my ability so long as you're visible. I fibbed about needing you to be a certain distance. So that was a freaking lie. Wow. Okay. That was a lie then. So as long as you can see someone, you can do it. Which makes it crazy. Like he can like you can literally see someone in a very big like in a very big distance. So like for a very long distance away. So you can even stop them, I'm guessing. That is crazy. This makes his power even more crazier than it was, you know. Like they took out the distance, like the certain distance is needed. Once they brought that out, now that that is not part of the equation, it's way more stronger than it actually was. And that's why he's like, yeah, I lied to you. And Victor's like, damn, you got me. And all the meteors come down, like the whole place like just gets, like completely annihilated. That guy, the one who does the experiment, he stops the impact to come and get them by using like a barrier or something. And the whole place, since like the water was there, it's like water just gets up because the meteors come and strikes down. Within that momentary amount of time from when the water comes down, Foucault quickly goes to Andy and jabs the thing back in. And there you go, like, yeah, and the water comes down and it probably submerges them. And somehow, like, I'm guessing Andy probably saved Foucault after that. And there you go. When Foucault wakes up, she is in a room, a hospital bed, inside Union, I'm guessing. Yeah, and here Foucault's mad. Foucault's like, Andy, like, like, don't do that again. You and Shen came up with this plan, never told me anything about it. Yeah. And there you go. And Andy's like, I was able to hear you, like there was part of me that was in a very murky place, but then I could hear your voice. And he calls her Foucault for the first time. And she's like, oh, you called my name. And he's like, ah, brat. Because you can, like, I can start calling her a brat. Oh, and those kids also came to give, like, they were saved by the Union. And they gave like a little, like a picture to Foucault, drew a little picture. And they'll stay in the orphanage, and when they turn 18, they'll be on their own. But obviously, by that time, they'll probably be able to stand on their own two legs. For a moment, Foucault also talks about the zombie girl, the teacher. And yeah. and there was like, and then suddenly Andy starts burning up because it was part of the moment, like, like the, when Andy touched her, like patted her head, that, it was probably that, like the unluck from that. It was a small unluck, obviously, because she didn't really come in big contact, he just patted her head. But still, it was quite a lot, like for Clothy especially. Clothy just burns down. Clothy's like, what the hell is this? Oh my god. Right. So after that, they come to the round table and they sit down. So Andy has become 9 again, and Foucault has become 10. And Foucault's like, wait, you're 9? And they're like, yeah, because, of the whole Clothy incident. Just a minute. You're 10 and I'm 9 thanks to the clothes incident. There you go. And yeah. So now it's time for the quest results. And that's where it ended. Apocalypse was going to reveal the the results, but it ended there. So next episode we'll probably get to see the results. And yeah, that is where it ended. So there you go. That was this episode. So yeah, great episode. And what can I say? Yeah, it was good to see Victor, even though he was full crazy, but we got to see the actual power that Andy had and how crazy he was before. And like I said, this is just a speculation, but I'm guessing because of the extremist way of thinking Victor has, that is probably why he was sealed away. Because it did seem like that Jews had no intention of following what Victor was saying. When Victor was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like I can bring way more stronger people than them, and Jews was like, "I don't want to listen to anyone who has not a shred of morality or justice in them. That's not how it works, Victor." And yeah, and that makes me think that like maybe that was the reason why they experimented on him, probably tried to stop him like that. Because if you think about it, it's very difficult to take like to stop a person like Victor. Since he's an undead, you cannot kill him. Like, how will you even stop him? We saw what type of person Victor is. He's just going to like force through everything. So to stop him, like, you literally have nothing. You cannot even threaten to kill him because he's an undead. You cannot kill him. So how can you stop him? And maybe that is why they had to experiment on him to stop him. I'm just thinking, like, this is just one, because this is the thing. It has always bothered me up until now as to how we are getting to see the Union, and we can see that the people in the Union are actually pretty nice people. They have this whole like justice thing going on, and they're like actually like a good group. But it never kind of I understood the meaning or the reasoning behind why they experimented on Andy. I never like I never understood that, because looking at Jewis, I don't think Jewis is someone who's going to let, because she's a captain. I don't think she is someone who would let one of the members of the Union experiment on like a human, or experiment on someone like Andy. She doesn't seem like a person like that. Not only her, not like every person that we saw in the Union, at least most of them that we have gotten to know in a personal level, they don't seem like people who will try to experiment on someone, especially on their comrade. So I always thought it always like had like a weird, like I was always feeling weird as to thinking like they seem like a bunch of okay people. Why did they experiment on Andy in the first place? It doesn't seem like something that they would do. Maybe, like I'm saying, maybe that was the reason why. Because, Victor's way of looking at everything and doing everything was so extreme that to stop him, they literally had to experiment on him and seal his memories away, or something like that they had to do. That is why they were forced to do it. I don't know. Again, I'm just making up theories in my head. I might be wrong. Maybe something else happened. But for now, I'm going to keep this in mind. Yeah. And let's see. Okay, so that is it. That's my reaction to episode 9 of Undead Unluck. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Undead Unluck. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.